phone back in.
All right, it's time for the show. Hey, let's get this monkey rolling. How is everybody tonight? I hope some people are out there ready to do some art. I am here in my studio. I'm wearing my Bonneville hat because I'm wearing plaid pants with some orange in them. So, of course, I'm wearing an orange tank and what goes with that. But my daddy's Bonneville shirt or hat. I don't have his hat, but I forgot to handle those. Okay, so now let's get this party started. So in light of the fact that it is so cold and snowy out, I have some coffee in here, and then my husband has a different cup for me in my art room. But
Responses are working.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Did it go to my Facebook page, my actual one, or not?
I was on one of them
because I don't see it on there as listed, but it's, I don't know. There's a bunch on there, but we're doing some chalk art tonight, and we'll look at the cups from last night, and we'll go over some other little things that I think are helpful to some people. But I want to put a shout out to my mom who has been watching. Thank you, Mom. And and hello. And we have fixed the chat thing. So if you want to chat to me, well, as you can see, my husband might have, it works. Hey, what do you think? It works now. So I want to say, so in case some of you have seen my tree has glitter, and it's primarily blue and silvers, but there is some gold in there. So I got these little angel wings that now hang on my Christmas tree in honor of my daddy. So they will be on my tree every year, no matter what type of tree we put together. So that's one of the things that we will be doing. And I do have a vial of Bonneville salt that I will probably hang from these, so that there's Bonneville salt hanging with my wings. And I'll probably get that done tomorrow if I can get to that. But again, don't forget, I have a couple glasses that I'm going to be working on. I hope they won't be watching, but they might be watching. So if they get to see them, they get to see them. So I am performing a wedding for some dear friends of mine, my next door neighbors, but they're not neighbors anymore. They're like family. So I am performing their wedding on the 28th, which is actually the day before our anniversary. So our anniversary is the 29th. So it's kind of cool. So they are my first gay marriage. So I'm very excited about being able to be a part of that. But that has nothing to do with it because they are awesome altogether. It doesn't matter. But you know how a lot of couples have the his and hers wine glasses or the champagne glasses or something like that that they're given and at their like bachelor parties or something like that, so that they have his and hers wine glasses or his and hers. So I am making them a his and his beer, his wine, because James drinks wine and Dave drinks beer. So my husband and Dave share the beer thing together, and James and I share the wine thing together. So I am making them his and his wine and beer mugs that match. So I thought that would be kind of cool. So I'm probably going to do that either tomorrow's show or Monday's show. I will figure it out. I've got to come up with the idea for the design, and I will be hand painting them. So I'm trying to not make a super intricate design, maybe one that I can at least have gotten part of it done before the show, and then I can continue into the show, and I can talk about the right type of paints that I use and what I use for painting wine glasses, such as, before I break them, such as like these, like the yo ho ho and a bottle of wine. Because this is baked on, I do have a kiln. So when I have to bake something, I can put it in my kiln, but you can bake them in the oven. Just, you have to be very careful because there's a way of doing it. And I can talk about that when we are painting these, because I do not paint these with acrylic paint. I paint these with a special type of paint that's made for glass. And to make it permanent, because like I said before, when I was showing you guys these ones, is you can put them in the dishwasher. Technically, the paint itself will stay in the dishwasher. I have a clear coat of the same paint over the top of the sand and the seashells, but on this particular glass, I have one seashell that's completely broken. The other seashell, let's see if you can see that. The other seashell, you can actually see that pretty decently. Let me see if my other camera will show you a better view. Hold on one second. And let me see if we can. Okay, so let's see if it'll focus it. Okay, so see those seashells on there? Those, well, it went in focus and then went right back out of focus. But anyway, and then it has a wreath up here at the top. So the wreath was just one of those little styrofoam sticker thingies that you can buy from Michael's. And then I clear coated it. I sealed it on with the actual paint that I use for this. And then I clear coated it with the same clear coat sealer. I mean, I did this glass in 2014. You can see the date on there, 2014, if you can see it. Yeah, there's 2014. So I made these glasses. My husband and I both have matching ones, and on the back side it says hang loose and winds up dude. But I made these glasses in 2014, and as you can see, they look almost identical. Now his seashells on his are pretty much untouched. The only place that you can see a little something is where I put some white paint to cover up the glue. And I'm actually going to go in there one of these days. I just never have, and put some like a little tiny bit of gray or something, so it looks like a shadow instead. That was the plan. I just hadn't done that. So none of them are broken, but who drinks the wine? Me. So his glass is pretty much never washed, never used, except for when I show it to people. Mine is used on a regular basis. I usually only use mine at Christmas time because it is a Christmas glass. But hey, it's also got surfboards. And are you crying? Am I crying? He's doing this at me. So producer Steve over there, aka my husband, is teasing me. So Anyway, made me lose my train of thought. So anyway, I do use it all year long. Sometimes I just feel like a little bit of Christmas in your summer, and it does have surfboards on it. So I mean, come on, you can still summer. I mean, that was obviously Santa was out surfing in the summer. Because if it was December, he has a lot of stuff to be doing in December to be out surfing and stuff. So anyway, we're going to go into the art room and we are going to work on some chalk art. I'm going to show you a couple things that I found that are a little bit of a steal. We'll see how they work and if they actually are a steal. We will find that out in just a moment. But in the meantime, I want you to listen to Lady Knockers. Well, I don't know that you can listen to her, but you can see this advertisement for her. And then I will head off and meet you all in the art room. And we have a really cool art pour to do here soon, because if I could turn my camera and show you, I have 4 giant windows in my art room or in my studio here. They are very big windows, and I do have a cover that I can drop down. It's black. It's actually a banner for when I'm out on the road. But the banner comes down. But when I'm doing voiceover recordings and it needs to be really, really quiet in here, I hear a truck. I hear this. I hear that. I hear all this stuff outside. Most of the time, it doesn't even get into my recordings because I'm really careful. But I decided to put at least something in the window to just block the noise just a little bit. So I just bought these styrofoam 20 by 30 sheets, those little styrofoam display boards that you get at Office Depot or whatever. So I just got a bunch of those and I'm going to cut them to fit. The whole sheet fits, but the window's taller than that. So I'm going to put them in, I'm going to tape them together so that they're all one piece. And then I'm going to glue the seams so it stays in one piece. And then I'll probably put just a piece of like painter's tape over the seam just so you can't see it. And then I'm going to put all 8 pieces together. So they're 20 by 30. So the windows are just about 21. 2 of the windows, because it's the slider part, is probably about 21. And then the other one's about 20. So I'm going to put them together and then I'm going to make I guess it's a triptych is what you do with 3. So I guess it's a quad. So I'm going to put all 4 of them together on a table and I'm going to do a big giant pour on them. And that way I can have these really cool art designs on my windows in my studio. And so now it's time for us to go do some chalk art and see how we do with that tonight. I have a couple of things to show you as well. I already said that once, so I'm repeating myself, but I'm trying to hold up for 15 to 7:15 so that I'm hitting my timer right, but F it. Isn't that what WTF? And what's the middle one? W, and I can't stress this enough. Duh. Beep. Here, there you go. That's because I do a lot of swearing. Anyway, let's get to this. Here we go. Here. So how is the sound this time? Because I don't have headphones and I don't know how the sound is with the microphone. We have a boom mic that we put in here, so you might be able to see the tip of it right here, but I'm trying to talk more to it so the sound doesn't fluctuate quite as much as it did last night. So how is the sound, producer Steve Husband? Much better? Okay, well, we'll see how that does. So first thing I'm going to show you, because we already know we're doing some chalk art, is I got these from the dollar store. So they look like a cardboard kind of thing. I don't really know exactly what the material is inside till I cut it and see what it is. And that knife did absolutely nothing. So I obviously don't want to cut where the chalkboard part is. And oh, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere we can get these open. So these were in the kids section, like the school section at the Dollar Tree. They got rounded corners, so I'm sure that I can make a piece of wood for them to sit in. They will sit in this one that I have, but I could make a piece of wood so they won't do that, just route it out so it's nice and skinny. But I've got 4 of those or 5 of those. So I got those from the dollar store. And so I thought that was a cool find. And then I got these from the dollar store. So there's 4 different sayings on this. It's a stencil. Live, laugh, love. And then this one says, today choose joy. And this one says, be wild. And this one says, be sweet and wear a crown. I don't know that I'm into the pineapple, but I like the saying, be sweet and wear a crown. So I thought that why not? We'll just put one of these on. I wish it had a little bit more hearts and something with it. And then the other one that I have, which I thought was really cute since I have grandbabies, and I have one that is 1 year old. I don't know if you can see that very well. Okay, so you can see that it's 1, 2, 3. So we have one that's 1 and one that's 2 and one that's 3 and one that's 3.5, 4. So those are kind of cool if you took their pictures and then you were able to put their age on that. So I did a boo-boo of my own, and I didn't put this back away. So I am just quickly going to put this stencil on here, and we're going to see how well this does because it's been sitting. I didn't put the back on it. I thought I had put it away, and it was in my art bathroom, which is really our guest bathroom. That looks somewhat level. So we'll see how that turns out. I do have to grab some stir sticks, and being that I bought this little set yesterday. Oh, I forgot to show the other thing that I'm going to do. But since I bought this set and I showed you the other day, let me find my stir sticks. They're way over here. Are any of you old like me where I got up to go see what I needed and then forgot halfway there? I also have stamps. So I do want to, one of these days, practice with the stamps and see how they do. So we are going to do white and red, I think. This time we did green and red before. I think I'm going to do white and red, and I have some snowflakes. So let me grab my snowflakes. I literally have a drawer. All right, we got snowflakes, and a Merry Christmas. And holy cow, I have a lot of Christmas ones. I've never done this with stamps. So but I don't see why they won't work with stamps. We will see, because I got a bunch of stamps. We will see how they work, see if they do any good, and we will try it. So I figure This I would have to put on a flat surface, just grab it and do it. So I'm probably just going to find a little flat surface to put those on, like one of these. That's what I got them out for. And I'm just going to do like this. I've never done this, so I have no idea how this will come out or whatnot. But we're going to try it and see. We're going to try it on a different one before we put it on the before we put it on. I want the big one. So we'll see how this does. Who knows? We're going to try it, because if you don't try something, you don't know if it's going to work or not going to work. No idea. So I'm going to do that. So it does kind of work. You just have to probably put a little bit more on there and be very careful with how much you put on there. So you can do at least some kind of snowflake. The ones that they'd probably work a little better if I got all the ink off of them and didn't have quite so much ink on them before we mess up our. See, that one doesn't look too bad. So I got a little bit less on there, and then I think if you probably just dab it onto a paper. There, that wasn't so bad. So it's a little bit of a trick to it. I'm not throwing it away, but I am setting it in my trash can because I don't want it getting covered. And we are going to do the stay in white. And we're just going to push this on here. And like last time, I worked just a little bit too slow. So one of the things that I did do is I did buy these other smaller tools. When I showed you the tools the other day, you can see that my sweatshirt's going to get in the middle of this. That I did buy these smaller ones. So, and I even got the long, smaller ones. So we can get right in here into the skinny of it. And I don't know how well these are going to do because, like I said, I screwed up and I forgot to put this away. So we are going to see how this turns out, considering I did not put it away the way I should have. And it looks like there's some white got in there, but it may be clogged. So I have absolutely no idea, since I failed to put that away properly. That's my fault. And I can't blame anybody but myself, because I didn't go in there and double check myself and make sure that I had put it away correctly, washed it, all that good stuff. So this time at least, and I am going to put a little bit up on the top, kind of like snow. And we'll put some more there. I kind of want it to look like it got snowed on. This is where the artist in me gets into the creative side of things, and I can't ever do anything just the way. My husband says this all the time. Like, why can't you just do it the way that you're supposed to? Why do you always have to add something? And I said, have you met me yet? And that's all I got to say. Have you met me? So I think I changed my mind already. I am going to do this with white and gold. I'm going to do gold instead of green, just because, I don't know, just because I feel like it. So we're going to do the cozy in gold. Why not? And then we're going to try to throw on a few of those really crappy. But the good thing is now that I've gotten that dirty, I don't have to worry about it being cleaned off right away. I can go wash them after I'm done here, and because I have extras that I can do for each color now instead of only having one. So that makes it a little bit nicer. And I got those off of Amazon. They're not, they did pick the same color, but they are definitely not Chalk Couture ones. The Chalk Couture ones are much softer. These are a little bit more stout, a little harder, but that's okay. Now these, I don't want the gold getting on the board because snow usually doesn't come in a gold color. So I'm not trying to get the gold on there, but I am trying to get all the gold off. And then we will wash this directly after the show tonight instead of me finding it because I did wash it. I just didn't put it away. And the white one bled through way too much probably because there's too much green in there. So that's okay because we're going to find a way to fix that. We're going to do it like this. So we're going to take this. We're going to put a snowflake there. And since I put my finger in the gold, we're going to put a little snowflake there. There's always a way to fix things, right? So we will use this ink that's here and we will ink the crap out of it, apparently. And we will, I don't want that much on there. Wow, there's a lot on there. Oh, that works really well. Just use your fingers. Okay. I don't want the gold on there, so I'm going to wipe it off with my finger. Get a little bit more chalk on there. And we're going to put one there, one there. This looks like a kid did it, but that's okay because I am a kid, just a big kid. If you took a little bit more time to do this right, you might not look so crappy. Now the artist in me will want to repaint all of this. But the cozy came out great. The cozy came out looking nice. So that's all right. We're going to just cozy that up a little bit. No worries. The cozy came out really good, but I specifically wanted to do this because I wanted to see if my stencil, my transfer was salvageable. And I don't know if it is because I think I left it unsupervised way too long. So the cozy came out great. The white, it came out literally pulled out. So not so great. But that's, like I said, that's all right. This is how you learn. You learn by doing. And all the stuff that I'm really, really good at that you will be able to see as my show goes on is a lot of the stuff that I have already been doing for a long time. And so I'm very skilled at it and I know what I'm doing. So now this one, I bought this at the end of last year. And I thought that would be kind of fun to chalk. So I am actually going to use these instead. I have my stampers, but I don't know where they are. So we are going to use this right now. And we're going to stir up some of this green and get it mixed up and damp. All the juices basically from the bottom of it. And we're going to use that to kind of stamp instead of well, this one seems like it's, I mean, I've had the lid on it and I put the lid on right away, but it seems pretty stiff. It's almost like it's stiffening up, which I really like that it's doing that. So we're going to put a little bit of green onto this one and we're going to do the tree. Now I did put some I don't want it all over the tree. I just want the majority of the tree. And then I don't know that there's anything else that I really want with the, maybe we could do his top of his hat with a little bit of green. All right. Don't really want that much of that. Okay, there we go. Now we can just tree it up. There we go. That's a better look. All right. Then we're going to do some red because we've got to do the sleigh red for sure. Now, I'm not going to do this whole thing because we have 2 other things to get to. So I'm going to do just a little bit on each one so you guys can see what I am doing. And then tomorrow we're going to paint this. We're going to actually paint this one because this one I want super, super nice. This other one I was not as concerned about. So I am going to paint that one with actual paints. And then I can't wait to do the big pour on those 8 sheets, but I don't know that we can do that live. We have tons of cable for the camera to go into the art room and to the studio. So I will see if my husband is able to make it go that way. If my husband can get it to where we can go outside and be able to do that, we will. If not, then you might have to stick with me doing it and then showing the video of doing it. So this one, I am going to use a different brush. And again, the stuff I'm throwing in the trash, I'm not actually throwing away. I'm just getting it out of the way. And these stamps probably would have worked better for let's try it. Haha, we have it right there. So let's try this real quick with the white. Nope, it's too dry. Disregard. Might be able to do that some other time. So this one, we're going to take a little tiny bit of red. I don't want that much red. Thank you very much. Just a little bit of red. Because we're going to red up the sleigh. See, this works much better because it's not as dry. That other one really seemed very dry. And it didn't want to move at all. Because I only want to stamp it on there. I don't really want to I'm probably going to put some gold down there on the bottom, and we'll make his little hat red. And we'll make his little hat red. I don't want it entirely looking like a child did it, but we're going to make her hat red, but she's got to be a little bit smaller, so. All right. And then we're going to put a little bit of gold, and then we will finish this up, and I can show you how it looks tomorrow. I'm going to get the gold out. And since I just stirred it, I think it should be okay. I'm going to put those down there. And the reason I put them in that little trash can next to me is just so that I don't accidentally set them on something and end up with them all over myself. There we go. That looks kind of nice with the gold. I honestly would probably paint this rather than chalking it because I don't think the chalk does that well with this type of thing. But this is how you learn, is playing with things that you don't normally or wouldn't normally do it on. And let's see if there's anything that's still wet on here and we can use. No, not really. We'll throw a little bit of white on the. We'll throw a little bit of white on the snowflakes. I thought about this because, yes, it's something that you could do with your grandkids or your kids or something. And honestly, I am one that I don't believe in making kids be perfect. So if it doesn't come out perfect, it's okay. But if you are a perfectionist and you want it perfect, when they go to sleep, you could go in and fix a few of the flaws if you really wanted to. But I'm all about authenticity, and that's why I do this show where I'm trying new things that I haven't done before and say, let's try this. Let's see how it works. Let's see how it looks. Now, I like how the sleigh looks, and I like a little bit of the gold down there. I would take a little bit more time to do it a little bit nicer, but that's okay. So I do want to show you all how our cups came out. So maybe it's better with the other camera. I don't know. What display looks better? This one? That one looks pretty good. So there's our Grinch cup, and it came out pretty good. Let me put it on the other camera. So there's our Grinch cup. I think it came out pretty good. Again, in case you weren't watching last night, it says cup of fuck offy, one splash of no one cares, a dash of kiss my ass, add some fuck y'alls, a pinch of blow me, stir it, and shove it up your ass. So that cup was for my hubby. He wanted that, so I didn't come up with being mean to him. And then this one is, if you can see it there, yep, that does say twat. So it says, I was going to buy you a really nice present, but then I remembered you're a twat. So I got you the shit mug instead. Ha ha ha. Love you, mama, too. And she actually wanted that and liked it. So you ask and I shall do it. So this one says what? And I can't stress this enough. The fuck. And then this one is the one that I did for myself. And I'm sorry, Mom, if you're watching and I'm swearing. I know you hate it, but I worked in a man's field for way too long, and I just swear like a sailor. So this one has a pretty little flower on it. It is a gray coffee cup or teacup, and it says, I do not spew profanities. I enunciate them like a fucking lady. Yep. So those are the ones we did yesterday. Oh, and we did forget on the Grinch one. The Grinch is giving you the bird while you're so either they can read your finger or you can get the finger and they can read your cup. So it depends. I think if I redid that one, I would probably make the words a little bit bigger. Just my opinion. Alrighty, so we have a few more minutes, and I was thinking of utilizing one of those new sheets I got so that when I do a chalk, I can put a little sign up while I am doing it. So that was my plan here. And where did I put my new chalk signs? Where did I set them? I thought I set, oh, they're underneath here. Okay. So this right here, we're going to open it up. I guess the back don't matter if I cut it. So again, I got these at the Dollar Tree. Got these at the Dollar Tree. They're not very big. They're like a 5x7 size. And so they're just a nice little small size that you could do for your chalk or whatever you wanted to do on it. And for this particular one, I'm going to get the designs out, and then I'm going to look at the sizing and see how well the sizing does for what I want to put on there. Because I know that I want to put this on there. So that doesn't leave a whole lot of room, but if I go down in the bottom, so we're going to pull this off of here. I'm going to cut that, take that back. We're going to cut that so it's got its own little sheet after this. And I will tell you, okay, so if you use I have a giant, guillotine cutting. I have 2 or 3 of them. So what I did learn with this stuff is when you use a guillotine, you have to make sure that the green side is up. If you cut with that and the green side is down and you're trying to cut out, because I had to cut the Santa Claus. If you remember when we did the Santa Claus was bigger than my design. So this one, we're going to take that off and then we're going to put it on the towel here and chalk it up, or fuzz it up rather. I don't know how well that side's going to fuzz. So I think we'll flip it over and fuzz it from this side. We're going to fuzz that up. And we're going to put this on the board. And now I'm looking at this and trying to figure out if I can do it tall. Yep, I can. So I'm going to do this tall, and I'm going to find as close to center. I do again, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I wish these came with a little bit of a measurement on the screens. That would be the only thing that I would like to see, because they would be a little bit easier to deal with. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and do a white on the chalk part. Or no, I'm going to do a blue. I've not used the blue at all. And I do need to buy some more chalk colors. So we're going to do blue. We're going to do blue, and I'm not sure what color we're going to do on the top. But we're going to do another color up on the top. Because the reason I did it this direction is because I want to put a different design on the top part. So this one has a big section here. So we're going to put a big chunk of this on here and make sure we have plenty. And then I do have this cool little thingy here that I bought. So I'm going to spread this around and get it everywhere on here. I want to try to keep it off of the other section because I don't want it to go over there. But I want to get it nice and in here. Because this is going to come off of here. I'm going to scrape that into my little bucket here. And zoop, there we go. And so again, a lot of this chalk stuff has been around for a while, but it's definitely a new thing for me. I have never played with the chalk art other than with my silly chalk pens and writing it on somebody's vehicle or something like that. So here we go. This is the one I want. So this is almost identical to the one that you can buy at Chalk Couture that I got in the whole kit with all the other ones from Amazon. I will list that in the description on my YouTube. And I apologize if I haven't done that yet, but I will do that. I hope I'm not taking too long doing this either, because I'm learning. I'm just learning like a little kid. All right, that can go out of the way, and we are going to pull this up towards us. Okay. That gave a weird, oh, you know what? It's because there's a giant hair. So when you're fuzzing it up, apparently, if a giant hair gets in there, it leaves a design mark in your chalking. So while they say fuzz it up, don't tear it up, because you might end up with this weird hairy look. And I don't know that that looks the best, but that's okay. So we are going to go with this other one. That will go right there. So there is some finessing that you got to learn to do. And of course, I'm trying to do this all in an hour show. So I do have to learn one thing with the fuzzing it up. And again, if that had measurements on it, I probably would have had it in a better spot. But because you can clearly see a nice line there that got, and all the hairs that were in the whole design. Because when it comes to fuzzing things up for us in our house, that's easy to do because there's just dog hair everywhere. But you don't want dog hair, you just want little fuzzies, I guess. I don't know. See, this just ends up putting dog hair everywhere, because that's what I have on everything. Everything is dog hair. So I'm going to have to personally come up with a new way of doing it for dog people, because you don't want dog hair in everything. And I'm doing my best to make that not looking so crappy, but we will see how this turns out. So I am going to do the Make Your Life a Work of Art. I'm going to make that gold, because you're golden. You should make yourself a work of art. Your life should be a work of art. Okay, so we're going to just grab a little squeegee there, spread it around, and hopefully this gold, every time I have used this gold, it comes out just phenomenal. It comes out just looking so good. And of course, I may be pushing it in too hard. I don't know if I'm not pushing it in hard enough, or if I'm pushing it in too hard, or if you don't need to push it in at all. You just need to put it on and scrape it off, and don't put so much. That's hard for me, because my dad taught me everything you put a little elbow grease into it, and you get it done a little bit better. So that's what I was taught by my dad. But every time I've used the gold, man, it comes out just sharp and beautiful. Now let's see how this works. You pull up and away. Oh my gosh, that looks really pretty. Make your life a work of art. So there you go. We have made, and I'll probably wash the bottom off and maybe redo the bottom of it. And I wish I had different colors, and I'm we'll definitely be buying some different colors and getting some better colors. But for the most part, I mean, it's really cute. It is kind of a little lower than I would have wanted if you wanted it to be in your little sign. But for the most part, I think it looks really cool. I think it turned out okay. Again, it wasn't centered as well because there are no markings on it. So it's really hard to eyeball it. I eyeballed it pretty good. This part I got much better. But the gold, every time I've used the gold, it just comes out beautiful. So now I just need to make sure that these all get washed right away and don't get left. So I'm going to go finish off this show in the studio, and I will see you all in there and be right back. Whoops. All right. My husband told me, don't forget everything's muted. Of course it's muted. So cheers. I hope everybody did like the little bit that we did on the chalk art. Still learning it, still figuring it out. My Santa came out beautiful, but there's just a little bit of a curve there that you got to get through. I think I did it too hard on the Chalk Couture circle. So I think I need to be a little bit not so heavy-handed. And I think that the stamps will work if they're nice and clean and washed out and there's no residue from paint or ink or anything else in those. When I have used those with paint, I literally take a paintbrush and I've painted the paint on, or I've painted a slab of paint, a very thin layer, and then I have put them on. So needless to say, there's a little bit of that you have to kind of go with, and you have to learn a little bit, and you have to see what works and what doesn't. And the only way you're going to learn that is by practice. I didn't get this good at doing wine glasses. I dropped my dad's angel wings. I didn't get this good at doing wine glasses and wood carvings. I make some beautiful wood carvings. And my glass etchings, my glass mirrors, my glass etchings, the hand done ones, as well as the done on a laser. You can tell the ones that I did by hand because they're human. But the perfection is pretty darn good. I have to pat myself on the back because they do come out really nice. But I've also been doing that kind of stuff for a very long time. So I'm really good at that stuff. This chalk art is new to me, so I'm learning it right alongside of you all. So if you're watching this and you're interested, or you're thinking, hey, I would like to do that, or I might like to do that, learn with me. I will go through the steps and the disasters, and I'll be honest, I do it live. So if it doesn't look good, I don't hide it and put it aside and do it again 14 times till I get it to look good, and then go, here, look what I made. I try to be as authentic. If you're going to learn along with me, I'm sure you want to see the authenticity. And maybe it's something that you go, okay, that looks like something I don't necessarily want to do or want to learn how to do, or it seems like it takes a little bit extra. Excuse me. A little coffee there. And if that's the case, then you can order something and buy it from somebody else like me, or someone else who does that type of work. I do a lot of art repair for people too. I have one that's going to be shipped to me in the mail that I'm going to be doing a repair on. And then I have another one that is a sign that got water damage on it and got messed up. So I'm actually fixing that one by hand and hand painting and fixing it. But I do a lot of that stuff for people, and then I hand make and custom make things. So a lot of this chalk art or stencil art is something I've never done before because I don't use transfers. If I come up with a design, I've designed it myself, and then I paint it or I carve it or whatever, and I've made the design. Or I've, like my son, he is my stepson, but my son graduated from the police academy in Galveston, Texas. And so I made his Galveston police patch as a wooden plaque with his name and his badge number on it for his gift for graduating from the police academy. So that was hand carved, but yes, the patch was their patch. What I added was his name at the top and his badge number because it was not on there. So so I added the personal touches myself, but I hand carved that entire thing, and I think it's about that big. I think it's 11 by 14 size is what I made it. And it stands on a little easel and it's really pretty. And in fact, I think I can probably pull a picture up of that. We've got just a couple minutes. We don't have a lot of time, but we have a couple minutes. Let's see. Okay, I think it's right in here. So I will be able to show you because I belong to Wedding Wire because I do weddings. And of course, my son did a nice review for me on, well, actually both my sons did. So let me pull this up and let me see if you can see this. Woohoo. I don't see his picture. Let's see. As I'm talking to myself, I'm trying to pull this in so you can see my reviews. Okay, here we go. I mean, I make so much stuff. It's ridiculous. Some of the stuff that I make. So let me see if I can pull some of these things up for you. Like this right here is a veil. I made this veil for her wedding. And I make my veils when I make them for someone. They're customized with their colors, and then they get a ribbon in them with charms that go with their colors. So that's one of the things that I've made, but that wasn't the point. I was trying to get to the plaques, so I'm trying to get to that. Hold on a second. I'll get there. Those are wine glasses or champagne glasses. Let's see. Okay, here's one. It's not going to let me make it any bigger. Okay, that one didn't let me make it any bigger. So let's see if this one is on here. Okay, well, it's not going to let me do the design apparently. But I can move it over so you can see it at least. But that's what I did for him. It's not very big, so I apologize if you can't see it. I have it saved somewhere, but it's not on this computer. So unfortunately, I can't show it on this computer. So that's what it looks like right there. And it's very small, so I apologize. You can't see it very big. But it's at least one of the things. I think I showed the veil, but I didn't show. I don't know. Oh, I know why hers does show, because hers is actually a display on my page for Wedding Wire. And FYI, I am not endorsing Wedding Wire. I am not putting anything out for Wedding Wire. If you are interested in joining Wedding Wire as a business, don't. I have paid money, and all I have gotten are scammers. So when my contract is up, I will no longer be a part of Wedding Wire, or maybe it's great for people to find ideas, but I have found and learned that, and I have talked to many other professionals that are on Wedding Wire, and there's a forum for a bunch of us, and nobody has gotten crap from them. So if you have ever thought of, yes, this turned into a review. If you have ever thought of joining Wedding Wire, don't. I make some gorgeous, beautiful things, and I have a gorgeous site, and I've only gotten scammers. And $1,400 that I've paid on monthly fees to be a part of Wedding Wire that are supposed to direct me. And I'm supposed to be the only main one in the Reno Tahoe area where we have 25,000 weddings. and I haven't gotten one single real person. So, needless to say, wedding wire down the drain. Don't bother with them because they're not worth anything. Anyway, we are timed out. Our time is up. I hope you learned a little something like I did, not to be so heavy-handed with the chalk. And be careful if you're fuzzing it. Fuzz it. Don't hair it. Not tear it. Don't hair it. Because dog hair and human hair messes up your design. All right? So remember that. Elvis is telling you. I got the Elvis look right now. But anyway, I just want to say hello, goodbye. My husband says check your Facebook for pic of patch. Oh, I may have that. You're right. I didn't think about looking that up. But I might have it on there. I don't know if I do. I don't think I do have that on there. I will have to look for that, and I will put a bunch of these things on my Facebook soon so that you guys can see new art and previous art that I have done. Anyway, it is time for me to be out of here. I love you all. I hope you will keep coming and learning. Oh, I guess he said it's in Messenger. I did not see it in Messenger. My bad. Okay. So there, let me show you. There is a picture of the patch that I made, hand carved and hand painted for Garrett. Let's see if we can make it a little bigger. No, I guess I can't make it any bigger. But yes, that is one of the designs that I did. And that was all hand done. And it was done on, what type of wood did I do that on? Do you remember? I think that was done on poplar wood is what I believe we did that on. So, so again, if you want something really good and really professionally done that's like that, I can do that way better than I can do this chalk stuff so far. But I am going to nail the chalk art, and I'm going to perfect the chalk art myself of what I can do. And I'm going to find a way to K it up. Victoria with a K it up, whack it up. I'm going to whack it up and make it better. Not necessarily better for everybody else, but I'm going to make it better for me. Because that's what I do. I can't take anything the way that it comes, even my coffee. I don't just have creamer in my coffee, like just cream or sugar. I have vanilla creamer with a dash of mocha cappuccino and a dash of chocolate, whatever, something else in there. Or I have pumpkin spice or whatever. I can't just even make regular coffee. And I do the foaming up of the milk and all that stuff. I don't do anything like a normal person. That's why my name is Victoria Whack with a K, because I'm different. I don't do anything the same as anybody else. So, hey, what can I say? That's what I am. I do it different. And that's why I do this art show the way that I do it. I do it naturally. If I'm going to try something new and I'm going to learn something new, I'm going to go through the process with you. Plus, it might keep me doing it because honestly, if I'm not very good at something, sometimes because I'm so good at all the other art stuff that I do, something new that I'm not good at, I might just drop and walk away from because, hey, I don't do that. I don't. But I wanted something that I thought would be cool that you could wash off and you could use the same board for something else. Plus, I bought this really big, huge board, and I'm going to try to come up. I'm going to try to make my own transfers. I've watched a few videos on making a transfer. I'm going to try to make my own transfer with some the screening material and cut it out on my Cricut because I want to be able to make custom ones like when I have a wedding and I have that big fold out display. I want to be able to put the wedding date, name, whatever on there and then wash it off when I'm done and do it for the next wedding. or the next charity event or whatever I'm doing. Well, the only way you're going to do that is with custom designs. You cannot do that from Chalk Couture or any other chalking place or any other company that makes the transfers. You can buy transfers, but you can't. It's very hard to find ones to make custom. So I'm going to make my own custom ones so that I can make them the size that I need and the design that I need and be able to make them that way. So that's what I'm going to do. There you go. All right. I am 5 minutes past my time. So I'm out of here and I'll see you tomorrow night. And I think I'm going to get started with the painting his glass and beer mug. So we will see what design I come up with. I haven't come up with anything yet. I was thinking about it all day. So if you think of a design or something that you think would look good or that you think would be cool for that, please send me a message. Give me an idea. I'm working on ideas. I kind of have a couple thoughts, but we will see what we come up with. Anyway, peace out to all. Love you. And I hope you keep coming back. And I hope you keep coming back for more. And I'll learn as we're going and I'll teach what I know. Thanks. Bye. Whoops, that's supposed to be a different one. Bye. Second or third time. There you go. Bye.